caballeros, damas y caballeros. Hola a todos. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Your hosts today, I'm Johnny.
And I'm Tom.
And here's Tadeo.
We are three American expats coming to you from the beautiful capital city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is the podcast about everything but nothing, with some expat life, news, and comedy thrown in. This is
The Velvet
Hammer.
Okay, let's go. What's going on?
Oh my.
What's new in news?
Oh, I mean, we rode the train today.
Oh, we rode the subway.
Oh, the D line's back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right. If you guys are touristing in, you can actually get to like really nice touristy areas in the subway.
Yes, it's opened. It is
Instead
open.
of riding a bus or a taxi.
Riding two buses in a taxi.
Right.
Nice, half the price.
Right. Yeah, it's half
Air
the price.
conditioned. Yeah.
Oh, air conditioned. Oh, that was so lovely. That's true.
They're still doing work on one of the subway stations, but it's nice. It's nice that it's back.
Facultad de Medicina is under construction.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing really touristy there. You don't really need to go if you're visiting. There's nothing down there.
But
When
now
I first came here, I was always on the D line. That's the only subway I really rode.
It's the main line.
Yeah, the
green.
It's the main line through Buenos Aires.
the nicest trains are on that line.
And
The newest and nicest.
And just remind us, why was it closed?
Oh, it was closed due to ground level shifts. So they had to actually do some very serious leveling of the rails.
Right.
Like a giant sump pump.
Yeah.
I had to pump out,
You know, you lay in there in
Flooding.
bed someplace in Indiana, you know, you're half asleep, then all of a sudden the sump pump goes on. Chugga, 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 chugga.
Oh my god. Oh my
Gotta get
goodness.
Okay, so what do we got? Who?
Oh,
of
what?
course, it's Brahma.
Yeah,
It's
the
Brahma time.
yellow and white can. Oh, I use
Oh, the yellow and white. Yeah, they're good.
Oh, Jesus. Crack those.
Oh,
my.
great.
Well,
I need this.
I guess we're getting started.
I'm on the nice cold Brahma today.
Oh, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing a Budweiser because I sort of miss my home of America, but I don't miss it at all that much.
Same beer, different can.
But they're all owned by the same company.
Yep, same beer, different can, just different colored can.
It's good. It's good. And it's still, prices are still good. You can get a 16 ouncer for about $1.
Yeah, it's about $1.
About
Yeah,
$1.
this was 1,200 pesos.
Yeah, the beer's
so
always
that's less than $1.
keep
Hey.
up with inflation. About, yeah.
I've come to the realization, you know, I buy my internet, okay, through Claro, Argentina.
Uh-huh.
And in the past, for a long time, I could, for 1,000 meals, one meal, that is 1,000 pesos, which is about $1, it'd keep me going for like 4 or 5 weeks. But now I realize today that the inflation is catching up with the internet providers also. And so now $1 only takes me about 2.5 weeks when I'm out on the street.
Yeah.
But there's Wi-Fi everywhere, so there's no problem with that.
Weevy.
Yeah, I mean, the Milei's thing, they've been saying that, I mean, as he closes the gap, the parallel markets, like Dollar Blue and all those extra markets, are going down and the peso's going up. So for the first time in a long time, the peso actually increased, got stronger against the dollar. So now the parallel markets have finally cut below 1,000. So actually, if we check our Western Unions, we'll probably see it's pretty low compared to what we used to be getting.
I got some on last Friday, and it was like 10.62.
Oh, yeah.
And I had bought as high as 12.50.
Yeah,
just in the last month and a half.
We'll have to see what happens. We got it at 1080.
1080, that's what it was.
1080p now.
Jesus.
1080 pesos. But
Wow,
yeah,
so it's actually, the peso is strengthening.
Milei
Yes.
doing his
It's
work.
getting
That's
stronger.
good news.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
So, I mean, well, I mean, I'm not going to say it's working. I mean, it's working for the external markets because the peso's getting strong against the dollar. But I mean, as far as here goes, goodness, prices still,
Fluctuate, yeah.
still don't really match. Things are still quite expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like you run out of pesos pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like pastas. Many pastas at like almost 2,000
yeah,
pesos.
the prices just go up and down all the time.
Yeah,
so it's difficult.
a kilo of rice was 2,000 pesos.
And it just went on sale for $1 million. Now you're like, oh.
And everyone bought it out. Yeah.
I know, Milei's doing his thing. On Milei,
Okay.
I think I might have mentioned this in an earlier conversation, but his Secretary of Defense wants to bring back the I need to learn the word. Obligatory servicio, which is the mandatory service for all men.
Well,
he's thinking about it.
I've always thought that's a good idea. Israel does that. Everybody has to serve
Korea
2
does
years.
it. Yeah,
Korea does it.
2 years.
You get out before you go to college. You get out of high school. You go to the military for 2 years, and it gives you that discipline. You know, you just don't spend your whole life just sitting around drinking beer and smoking dope.
Oh shit.
I mean, they might need that for the youth here. 'Cause
I
there's
got
a
enough
lot of-
discipline. My father, I would not have gone to the military. Hell no. I just sat on my laurels and they would beat me up and haze me, and they were like, "Get out of here, dishonorable discharge." I'm like, "Fuck your dishonorable
Lord.
discharge. I'm back where I wanted to be in the first place, not with you." Ciao.
I mean,
Get the fuck out.
So
I would think it's good for the youth here because there's a lot of kind of unemployed youth men
yeah,
who get
that
into
makes
trouble,
sense.
who become delinquents and start robbing people.
Yeah. And if you take
So-
all these little delinquents off the street and put them into the military, at least they'll be useful.
It gets them the discipline they need, I think.
well, I learned
that's
something
true.
last
That makes
night.
sense.
My girlfriend came over, and she had a friend that came over with her, and was she's from the Campo, about 250 miles from here in the country, and
Campo's
we were
country.
watching the people. Constantly, people in front of my building are going through the big dumpsters, looking for stuff. They
Oh,
got
yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
Actually, they take
They
you
do
know
that
those
here, too?
painting poles.
Yeah.
You know that you put a roller on. Well, they take the roller off and they can use that to dig in the trash. And I always thought, oh, they're just poor people and they're lazy and they don't want to work. And she explained to me, this girl from the country, no, it's a profession. She said you can work at a kiosco, or you can work at a chino, or you can work here. And she said probably 80% of those people that are digging through the trash for cans and plastic and
And paper,
whatever the hell
yeah.
they can recycle,
They work for someone.
it's a job.
Oh.
It's a job. And I said, well, it's great.
Someone
You,
pays them.
Cartoneros,
Oh,
yeah.
you can
cartoneros.
choose your own hours,
Oh.
and you go to work, and you get all the stuff you can find, and you take it to the recycler, and it's a job.
So that's how those homeless
It's
people have
honorable.
Well,
It's
it's-
honorable.
They're not all homeless, yeah.
I know.
Not that I really want to dig through trash for
Oh,
a
no, yeah,
living,
yeah, I
but
would do it.
it's not at all what I thought it was.
I always thought it was just homeless people digging through trash. I'm like,
I
oh,
would-
look at this.
No,
homeless.
no, it's not. It's,
I feel like this is a.
I would hate that, though.
I
Ew.
feel like that would recalls to me a Bill Cosby joke. Dare I bring him up because everyone's so angry at him right now? Like,
Well,
oh, look at this! Oh, it was a wino. Look at this little wino
wino.
walking down the street. Hey, no, not important. Not important.
no.
Go on. Go on.
they're called cartoneros
Carton.
because they usually look for carton or paper.
Cartonero.
Now they're probably looking for aluminum, finally. Getting more money off of that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
wow.
yeah, digging through the trash, getting that out.
I did not know that. I did not know that somebody was paying them for this.
but I just got to say, Bill Cosby was really, really a funny guy.
Oh yeah.
God, I loved his humor.
Jesus. Oh,
Even if
I
he
used
was
to
a little
die
weird.
laughing. I mean, who cares? Everyone gets weird when they're,
Oof.
everyone's a little bit weird.
Yeah. I think everyone's
Yeah,
a
but
little
you can't
weirdy.
break the laws.
Fair.
Yeah, well, anyhow, that's the way it goes.
Yeah. Always ask for permission.
So, yeah. No means no.
No means no. Hashtag
True.
Yeah, I know that one.
Right.
Look
Ooh.
out.
Oh.
Shut my mouth.
So let's go to Trump and Biden a little quick second.
I had something just to close out on Milei.
Oh, go ahead.
Milei just what's his Biden? Well, Biden's about to do his State of the Union. So Milei.
Is he going to do
It's
it?
tonight,
They were
yeah.
saying they weren't going to let him do it.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna fall
Ooh.
asleep. Like he fell asleep on. He's like, oh, I'm too tired. Well, Milei did one in front of Congress, and he was scathing. It was a fiery speech. He was like,
Oh, yeah.
He was yelling at them like, hey, if you push back at me, you're gonna see a whole different animal. And he's quoted for saying that.
Really?
Yeah, but so recently, Monday, well, doesn't matter which week we're talking about, Monday, a whole bunch of people that worked for the Argentine state news agency, it's called Telam, Tell Latin America, Telam, he closed it down. He's like, it serves no purpose. Like, why is there a state news agency? State news is obviously not free
Propaganda.
news.
That's like Russia.
Right, so and he goes,
TASS.
he says they're corrupt. They're spewing they're the propaganda mouthpiece for the Paranists. So he shut them down. He shut down their website. Their offices were closed. 800 people worked there, 800 plus or minus. They were all gathered outside protesting. They didn't know what was going on. They had police stationed outside to keep them from going in. And then they, on the other side, like there's Milei saying propaganda. The other people say, oh, it's an attack on the press. But like I just said, is it really free press if it's run by the government? Like, can you trust press run by the government?
Is it like PBS or
No?
PBS is public.
Yeah.
It's not government.
Right.
Okay.
It's not governmentally, and I think they have a bunch of nonprofits that run them. Kind of like C-SPAN is very nonprofit owned, and they answer to no one except their
donors.
And
And viewers
yeah.
like you.
Viewers like you. That's
Yes,
it.
there it is.
So they just sell honest shit.
Ooh-wee.
So
Milei.
I don't know what Telam does because I don't have a TV. So you know, like I don't have cable. No, who uses cable anymore? Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Doesn't
What's
make
TN on
sense.
that?
But yeah, they're pissed off. They were pissed off, and I think they protested Monday for that.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what I had on Milei for that little bit. You were gonna say you were going to Biden.
I'm
What's
going
this?
on to Biden. Apparently, he's going to be the nominee. So he's one. I mean, no one's really
no.
running against him.
Oh, great!
Super Tuesday
We're
just
gonna
happened.
Smash him under the ground.
I guess that means
Well,
Trump wins.
if he lives long enough.
Yeah. Oof. I mean, Trump said the other day, he said he is welcome, Biden is welcome to debate anytime. And now that's what the Democrats are scared of because can Biden do a debate without
he
having
can't.
a
He'll fall
mental
asleep.
or just go off talking gibberish?
Yeah.
He'll turn around at the podium and
Yeah,
say,
look at
that.
Where
am I?
Imagine.
And Trump will like use that and like turn into a comedian on stage. Oh, look at this
Oh,
guy!
yeah.
Look
Oh,
at him!
yeah.
What's he doing, everyone? Look, he can't even stay on stage and debate me. And
So
people will
imagine
laugh.
this. We got nuclear warheads flying at us from Korea, China, and Russia. And you want this guy in the head of all this stuff on our side? You know, that'd be great. If Biden does that during a debate.
debates are hours long.
crooked media will probably shut it down.
The crooked media.
They say,
But the debates are usually live.
Yeah, debates are
So
shot live.
if
yeah.
he can't do a
but they can
2-hour
still shut it
debate,
down.
If he can't.
Solar flares, they fuck you up all the time.
Oh yeah,
We'll
right.
just-
Solar flares. But then they go to NASA and like, no, actually, no solar flare occurred.
Yeah.
that wasn't
they're
us.
gonna have to figure out how to do that
No,
because
I
Biden. I don't
he
think he
can't
can
do
do it. He can't do a 10-minute
mean-
press conference. 2-hour debate, a 2-hour debate.
Oh no, it's
Mentally
impossible.
challenging a debate. You're arguing with someone the whole
Yeah,
time.
you have
Can
to-
he do that?
No, I don't think so. I think he's like mentally incapable.
I don't think he can. He can barely do a 10-minute press
He'll
conference.
Probably call Trump Ronald Reagan. He'd say, well, like my opponent, Mr. Reagan here.
Trump was like,
No. It's like, what?
what? My name is not Reagan. Okay, Dirty Bob. I mean, what's his name? Dirty
Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe. How about you just go to sleep, huh? Go sit. There's a bed over there, and I'll just take this over.
He'll have
This
the
is
whole
my
crowd.
time. Ladies and gentlemen of the United
Oh, your
States.
Trump is really bad.
I know.
It's not
it's-
too good.
Hey, what's going on? You gotta get a little New York in this. Hey, you hear? Hey, follow the finger. Follow the finger. Okay, you're back with us. All right. Hey, bring out those poppers. See, my opponent needs to come back to life.
God,
We'll see.
Oh, God. And you want this guy to be running your country? As he's pointing this
That's
down.
wild.
Oh, Trump can do it.
yeah, he
Well,
gets
we'll
it.
see tonight because the State of the Union is tonight.
Is
So
it
we'll see if he can
really?
Yeah.
speak an hour coherently for 1 hour.
I don't know. They're probably gonna like jack him up with adrenaline.
Yeah, a bunch of meth and
meth and all these like
Ritalin
stimulants.
and give him.
They're probably gonna give him drugs to make
Yeah,
him.
he was gonna be
Oh
amped.
yeah, probably so.
He's gonna
And-
need
and
drugs.
there are drugs to do that, and they will do it.
Do you remember Obama? Biden would fall asleep during Obama's State of the Union.
Yeah, right. That's true.
He would fall asleep right behind the camera. So I hope he could. I don't know if I hope he can do it. I just want to see what happens
Yeah, I think it'll
tonight
be like,
at
Yeah.
8 p.m. Yeah, well, I watch.
He'll be. I think it's not just. I don't think the stimulants can't make up for an actual brain problem. Like
No,
at
yeah.
a certain point, he'll be like,
Well, he did that
Yeah.
in Japan, right? He started going incoherent. Biden was making no sense, and they came and took him
Vietnam.
off the stage.
Vietnam it was, I think. Yeah. Vietnam? Was it Vietnam?
Oh, Vietnam.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what
it
it was.
was.
Vietnam,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vietnam.
Yeah. Oof. So can he do an hour tonight? We will
Right.
see. What do
Yeah.
you think, audience?
And well, yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna have to flip this one and post it tonight. That's right.
Maybe so. Well,
Oh wow.
Well, the State of the Union is
wow.
confused.
Yeah. The State of the Union. Yeah, that's true. What is the State of the Union? Confused. Demented.
What's his name said it was in decline. The Speaker of the House said the State of the Union is in decline.
Oh my God. Ugh.
And that's a little poke at Biden most likely, but
Oh, jeez.
everyone's just fighting. Everyone's fighting each other out there in the States. I don't know.
That's right. So now I think we're going into our third year of them predicting a recession in the United States.
Oh my!
I mean, come on, man. I got one more house I have to sell in the States to get my ass out of there, and nobody's going to buy it because there's a recession. They said 3 years they're telling me this bullshit. I came a point, and I went like, yeah, and a recession. Come on, bring it on. Let's make it happen, and let's get through it. Don't keep waving this thing over my head like, oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. We are so manipulated as Americans, North Americans.
I mean, I think any big, like established imperialist country is sort of manipulated in some sort of way.
I would say America the most. At least in France, when they threatened to take away 2 years off of retirement age, French people were burning tires and buildings in the street. And they have the youngest retirement age. In America, it's 3 years more, and they're trying to add 2 more years, and the Americans are like, well, we should work. We should work. Yeah, no, you're going to die soon. Retire, have some fun.
Even the Brits have a certain standard of living that they refuse to give up, and they fight. I think, and you were the one who made me think about this, just by that comment. I think it's because they're no longer imperialists. They literally tried to be imperialists. They had their reign, and now it's their turn to just sit back and relax and be like, you know what, we were there. This is our retirement.
We talked
we're
about
gonna, we're gonna love it now. And now the United States is all stressed out. We're like, we're imperialists. We have to hold on to our strength.
The UK is just a bank, man.
It's a
We
bank.
talked about this earlier. All the old companies,
Yeah.
they got tired of building cannons and cutting down trees. They had so much money, they just became a bank.
Yeah,
Make money with money. That's what the UK is.
So once
That's
the
the
United
same thing in
States-
France. They just take money from Africa and
Just
give them a
bring
little
it in.
paper back. They get gold from Africa, give them paper.
And once the U.S. gives up their pedestal as an imperialist, they'll finally move into imperialist retirement. Like, oh wow, this is a lot less stressful. We have so much less to worry about now. We don't have to run the world anymore.
Pass it on.
We can just deal with ourselves. Wait, we've ravaged our country and killed everyone?
Our infrastructure
What?
sucks. Oh.
What?
You know what?
Who would have thunk that? I didn't see that coming.
What I like about the UK is that in their parliament, in their essential Congress, they get on the floor and they argue and they call each other out. In America, it's like Doc the Hammer.
And they're all wearing those silly little wigs.
Yeah, they will argue.
What the hell is that?
Ooh, I love it.
Come
I love
on,
it, I
man,
love it.
get a grip.
But they do. They
Have you
argue
seen?
each
Yeah,
other,
they will argue and yell and insult each other in the parliament. I love that.
You little
In
America?
America, oh, does the parliamentarian to the left say the go? In America, it's like, come porch. No, behave,
Mr.
please.
Sir has the floor. Please
Yeah.
do not. He has 1 minute left. Oh, we're so stuck up.
Yeah, it's just it's so. I love that about Britain, though. They just argue. I love watching
We
their
could
parliaments.
use some of that. We could use some of that.
You've seen India. They actually have fights on the floor. And then, they will have fist fights. People will throw chairs, and there's a whole
That sounds
fist
like
fight.
Australia.
That sounds
very
awesome.
They're
awesome.
fighting all the time down there. You have a fender bender in an intersection, and everybody comes out swinging fists.
Oh my
That's-
god.
I love it.
But
It's
in
serious.
the Congress? Oh, I would love to see that. I would love to see the Americans in Congress start fighting each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, you stupid fucking Republican! How dare you! And then chairs start throwing, people
Well-
hitting microphones.
Well, there's a big space right in front of the speaker stand, right? You have a big open space. They can just put a ring, a
The
little
mosh
ring up
pit.
there, a boxing ring, and they can decide whether they wanted to put the gloves on or not, depending on the subject, and how they felt about it. And just get in there
Fisticuffs.
and duke it out.
I feel like now it would be like walkers and canes because they're so old. You old scallywag. What's that word Biden always uses?
The geriatric from Nevada wants to fight the decrepit man from California. And ding, 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 ding. Oh, you little oh, what did you say to me? Oh, California police Nevada takes precedence.
Halfway through, one has a stroke. He's stroked out.
That's
No.
right. That's right. Okay.
Stop the
Okay.
fight.
Back to your corners. Get some oxygen.
Wow.
Oh yeah, what is the dragging an oxygen tank? Swings the
Like
oxygen
clear
tank.
plastic things in front of their heads.
Stick a tube up the nose, they pump up. What are they? Pump up the nose. Why did you put a tube in your nose? I never understood.
Those things, those
Oh,
It gets that
God.
little bit of oxygen right back to your body.
Oh, my
Swinging
God.
canes and
That would be.
oh my
entertaining.
hip! Stop! Okay,
That would
okay,
be
you can
entertaining.
have the tax break.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Duke it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've lost
But
that.
there'd be some senator that came up and he got all these bionics. You remember the $6 million man? Okay. $6 million
Yeah.
wouldn't buy you a vacation nowadays for those guys. But they had all these, everything was made of aluminum. I think the only thing left in him was his brain.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
The
maybe
$1 million
his
man.
stomach and his, what he ate, and you know,
The
the other
titanium and that sound effect.
Bionics.
I love that show, $6 Million Man.
What the problem is that they put the fisticuffs out, like this young senator from like some young like Oregon or someplace where they have a young senator. He'll come up and like okay, Mr. O'Connell, I call you to duke it out, and one hit'll knock the man dead. You're like, well,
Oops.
the rules of the Senate are I can't kill, so
he's gonna Hulk up.
you know, you're right. Like who killed Davy Moore? Not me. I'm just a referee.
Then they start electing their senators based on like gladiator status, and it becomes bread and circus.
There you go.
It's a bread and circus.
But then it'll start like that, but then later it'll evolve into who owns the best gladiators, you know, and then who owns the best stables for the horses, and then we're all right back in the same fucking cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at least if the senators do and the representatives do get out, at least they will finally be representing the people of the United States, because that's what the people of the United States are doing. They're literally fighting each other in the streets. So
True.
if the senators aren't fighting each other in Congress, well, why are they're not representing their people?
Yeah.
When you just said in Australia at road rage, they come out fists flying.
Exactly.
In
There you
California
go.
or whatever, they come out with guns smoking. Motherfucker, boom, boom,
Full
shooting on the
circle.
freeways.
There you are. Oh damn!
That's a
We'll
wild
have the
west out
wrestling
there.
shows on Friday night. You know, you watch the
yeah.
girls and watch the guys. You know, all this fake stuff, and then
WWE.
follow it up with senatorial
Yeah.
racing. Senatorial gladiator.
Senatorial.
What would be a good word for that
Yeah.
show?
What was that old claymation? Celebrity death match.
Oh,
Senatorial death match.
wow!
Remember
From
that?
MTV.
They'll call it like senatorial death match.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Get in here.
senatorial death match.
That
That's a little brain blast
good
right there.
call. Wow, I remember that.
wait,
Get
Where
it
did
on.
that go?
Get it on.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What?
Celebrity death
Celebrity
match.
death
Yeah,
match.
I remember the death
It was
match.
like
Oh
old
my
claymation,
God.
and they would just do these
And-
caricatures of
And when, like, they would
celebrities.
hit their heads and the clay would explode and like in like stop motion. It was stop motion.
It was very creative.
Was
I
it-
loved
really cool.
Wasn't there something
was
about
so
a year
much
ago
fun.
where Jeff Bezos was going to fight
no,
Elon Musk or
it was,
the guy from
Zuckerberg versus
Zuckerberg.
Musk. I think it's supposed to be. They're
Yeah.
both learning
Zuckerberg
in-
and
Elon Musk.
In a claymation battle?
No,
no,
in real
no,
life.
they were,
They're
they
going
were
to do an
doing that.
MMA battle.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg is
they went
bulking up.
someplace in
Oh.
Africa to do it. You know,
Oh,
like
shit.
a rumble in the jungle. You know,
Yeah, the
the
Phil in Manila.
DRC.
That would have been really
Democratic-
fucking cool to
Democratic
watch.
Republic of the
pardon my-
Congo,
pardon my
man. They do
language.
everything down there.
Dude, that would have been cool to watch.
It's all legal out
Like,
there.
look at these rich billionaires fighting each other.
Live from Shindasa, we have
Paid in part by Amazon, paid in part by
Billionaire Death Match.
Billionaire.
The richest man in the world versus the second richest man in the world.
Here
Yeah, we got some tension there. You can just hear the color from the commentators. Oh, we got some tension here. Okay, Musk has an edge of about $10 billion.
And 10 pounds.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
little
Heavyweight
Zuckerberg
versus
on it.
welterweight.
Did,
Oh my
did
God.
that happen?
No.
I don't know, but I know Zuckerberg was buffing up. He's been going to like MMA trainers, getting buffed up for this fight.
Okay, we gotta
I
look
never
this
heard
up.
if it ever happened though.
Well, he's a
I don't
string,
think so.
string bean anyhow.
That should, if
He
it
used to be
happened,
string.
it would have
He's
been
getting-
all
he's getting a
over.
little bigger. Money can buy you anything.
That would have blasted. It didn't happen. It couldn't have happened because that would have been all over the news, all over Twitter, all over the Facebook,
Yeah.
all over the Instagram.
I would love to see that.
That would have been everywhere. I would have definitely seen it because I spent all my time on Instagram posting our publicidades of what do we call this? in
Yeah, I
English?
think that would
Advertisements.
have been the shot heard around the world. Everyone would have
Yeah.
watched into that.
Yeah.
But I know Zuckerberg was getting ready. There was the challenge was put out.
Oh, I saw
Damn.
it. It was,
I would love to see
It
it.
was on the news like for like 2
So
or 3 months.
interesting. They should
Talking
have
about
done
this
it.
coming up, building
do
it up,
it.
building it up, and then it's like Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown. You know, every time he's
Like,
going to kick
oh.
that ball, and she goes, "Oh, for
You know,
another reason."
It was probably like a soft marketing thing that they did just to raise like to get more people to buy into their products. And they're like,
Maybe it
okay, now
worked.
that we've got 15, 16% more buyers this month. Okay, we don't need to do the fire.
Disgusting.
Yeah, like fuck it.
God.
Because it definitely worries a whole bunch
Fucking
of
with
people.
the American people.
Oh God.
The most fuckable, gullible people.
Oh, we're bad.
'Cause the sad part is-
we're expats. Come on down and join us. We can look at it all and make fun of it because it's funny.
To look this up, like what percentage of Americans? I think it's like 80% of Americans have passports. The rest don't even have them. The rest don't ever travel other than Canada or Mexico.
Yeah, and you can just use your
Yeah, okay.
license.
So
So
like
I-
when you travel, you get your
I
brain
started
opens.
my
Yeah.
international traveling pretty late, and I think it was like around 2004.
But at least you did.
Okay, and at that point, I believe the number was 2% of Americans had passports.
Jesus.
Wow.
I mean, it was low. I was surprised. I checked it later, and you're right, like 80%.
Yeah. Don't have passports.
Don't have passports, so it's 20% that do.
I mean, it
such a
must be
small-
increasing now by a small percentage because lots of people are emigrating. Emigrating when you leave a country. Immigrate is to come.
Evacuating.
Emigrate. Yeah, emigrate, evacuate. They're emigrating.
Evacuating.
There are more expat Americans now than there have been in ages.
Oh yeah, people are retiring, and they're like,
And
I'm
not
not gonna, I can't live here. You know, this is
But
too fucking expensive.
Not just retiring. Young people are leaving.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm out. I mean, we're some of them, but all over the world, young people are just leaving, going to Japan, going to China, going to other places around the world, because they're fed up. They're like, no, fuck, f this. Sorry, f this. Like,
Ooh,
no. Oh, he's looking up the facts.
Among Americans, 43% have passports, while 52 do not.
Okay, that's
The rest are unsure or prefer not to say.
They don't know if they have a passport.
Like, what is the passport?
What is that? I'm not sure.
God, remember?
Let me look in the shoebox in the closet.
Remember, you can go to
Yeah.
your local USPS and like there's a small office and you can get a passport right there at the USPS.
Oh, I don't
post
remember
office.
that.
God,
Yeah.
I got my first passport. I was
Yeah,
like
you can
13.
get UPS.
And you just go to the UPS and like they're like, can I get a passport? Like, yeah, come on back. They would take your picture, take your documentation, and put it right in. You didn't have to stamp it. They would already just send it off because it was a government service. And you can get your passport
Yeah,
at
you
any
still can.
Oh,
any
okay.
postal.
Well, that's
Ooh.
interesting because
Post office, full
the
service
U.S. Post Office in America can also take your fingerprints, and they're valid.
Oh, yeah, you
Because
do, yeah.
I did that. You have to have an FBI background check to apply for residency in Argentina, which
Yeah.
I'm doing.
For most
And
countries at that.
So yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got my state, Virginia State, report, and it's okay. But my FBI is clean, I'm sure. But they said you can go to a post office and they can take your fingerprints and send it to us, and we recognize it.
Yeah.
I thought that is totally
Yeah.
bizarre.
The USPS is
How many
like
postal
postal
people,
service.
postal workers do you know?
Right,
I
right.
mean, really, take a good look. Sorry about this, folks, but take a good look at the people that work for the U.S. postal system.
Sadly, they're getting underfunded too.
Yeah, the
They're cutting
USPS is
funding.
Yeah.
going way
They
down.
don't pay me enough to do this job.
Yeah, but also people are sending less mail now. So if there's,
Oh, yeah.
if no stamps are being bought to send the mail, then there's
That's
no money
true.
in the
That's-
postal service.
It's a
God.
public service though. You need it.
What's
Right,
it cost to
you-
mail a letter now? Last time I saw it was like 54 cents.
Right.
But that's a few years back.
Sadly, no one
It
mails
might
me
be a
letters.
buck.
It's-
I don't know.
You mostly mail packages these days.
Yeah,
That's-
now
and
it's
that's done through
now
like
it's-
Amazon.
Now it's delivery, not mail. It's
Ooh.
delivery.
Well, you remember that
Like you get your
USPS
Amazon
got their
stuff.
butt
Yeah.
kicked when FedEx came in and UPS
yeah.
because they
Sadly.
jumped right on the U.S. Postal
DHL.
Service sitting back there. Oh, we're the Postal Service,
Yeah.
you know.
The
We
FedEx
started out with
USPS,
horses,
yeah.
you know, and the Pony Express and all that, all
Yeah.
across, you know. But they just slept through that one, and that's why
Sad.
FedEx and UPS
Yep.
and DHL,
Jump on the
Yeah.
gun.
of course they're German, but just the
DHL's
same.
German, yeah. But they had the profit motive. They're like, let's find the best routes and let's figure out like where are things getting sent. If they're getting sent from here to here, let's get all that. Let's take all that business. And they made a very, very powerful business out of shipping.
Shipping is huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
what
shipping
a concept.
is
Yeah.
is the world today. Everything. Like
Yeah.
the rice that we eat probably doesn't even come from Argentina. It's probably shipped from like
Yeah.
China or Chile or
Yeah.
something, or it's like
Everything,
shipped
yeah.
in.
Ship.
And like we have,
Shipping, like actual ships.
yeah, shipping.
And you buy your clothes online, you know, you
Yeah,
can
everything.
ship.
they can ship.
Through
Right.
Amazon, they got their own shipping thing, you know.
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
UPS.
Oh yeah, malls are like dead. Everyone just buys on Amazon.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, malls are
are
yeah.
dead.
If you can
Sad.
save 15-20% on a shirt,
that doesn't quite fit.
And you got the right to return it, and they even send you a label to make it easy for you to return. You know, it's already printed out and everything, it's barcoded. Oh, I don't like this shirt. Just put the barcode on a package, and it goes back.
If you have a family and they use up toilet paper and automatically your toilet paper is shipped to you, and all you need is to pay $20 a month, and you don't pay shipping. Oh, well, that's definitely much more worthy or more valuable than getting in your car, paying the price for gas to drive down to the supermarket many times a month versus just having it automatically delivered to your house.
Yeah.
And a $20 subscription will take away your shipping costs. Amazon
A lot of
Prime.
people, Amazon Prime.
I tell you, I left the States, I think it was September 2020. Okay, I haven't been back since. And towards the end there, I just started ordering online with Walmart. And I could order everything I wanted, and they'd bring it straight to my door. At the time, I was buying tons of kitty litter because I had too many fucking cats, which is cool. Those would be a great asset here, little Muffy empanadas. But anyway, that was last week, folks. No, but it was so wonderful. I could just go there, pay with the credit card, wait at home, and some kid comes up in a car and carries it up to my porch. What a deal! What do you want?
It's a new phenomenon that's happening. Even here in Argentina, the landlady of our building gets all of her groceries
delivered,
shipped. Basically, they do it on bikes and motorcycles
Koto
here.
will do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have the big vans.
Koto's
and they stop.
it's like the Sam's Club of Argentina.
Right. There's Koto, and then there's Cencosud.
So the two biggest ones,
Cencosud is Chilean. Koto, I don't know.
I think Koto is Argentinian. I'm not sure.
Probably so. And
those are the two largest retailers.
Humbo's really big too.
Humbo is Cencosud.
Yeah,
that is okay.
Humbo is Cencosud. Easy is Cencosud.
Disco
is
they're
Cencosud.
all the same little.
They're all owned by the same parent company. They're all Cencosud.
But then Koto, they ship. I mean, not ship, but I guess they deliver to your house.
Yes.
So that's the new, like, shipping is everything. Delivery. Deliver.
And on the topic of Cencosud, they just posted in Chile 42% less profits than the year before.
Why? What?
Profits?
Their profits went down by 42%. And they say it's because of hyperinflation in one of their largest markets, Argentina.
Yeah.
But also results of El Nino. There was a huge El Nino because they're on the Pacific coast.
Right.
So there's a lot of shipping delays and things. And there was also an upset in their leadership because their ex-CEO got fined for insider trading, and
corruption.
So they put the daughter of the founder in. And it's
the whole problem.
Yeah, so that cost it. But still, 42%, that's a huge bit.
A bunch.
Yeah.
I also feel like people are going to discount supermarkets here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of discounts.
Oh, hey, we're halfway through.
About that halfway mark.
Really?
It's time for our
shameless capitalistic product plug. Ladies and gentlemen, please take this to a hashtag shameless capitalistic. Oh, can't do it.
Shameless capitalistic product plug.
Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag shameless capitalistic product plug.
There you go.
There
All
we go.
right.
Gonna run that through my notes real quick.
It's Brahma again this week, huh?
Yeah, Brahmas and Budweiser.
They're on discount.
Oh.
Discounted dia.
Oh yeah, they're
So I
on
was saying, a lot of people go to discount supermarkets now
Right.
to get the discounts, and
Right.
Cencosud is a kind of a more high end.
Yeah, they are high end.
They're more for, like, the suburban life people.
Yeah.
Most people go to Dia Carrefour for cheap.
They carry more imports.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah,
They carry
if you're
more
looking
imports.
for Mexican or Italian
Yeah,
or
they have
something,
Barilla, lots of Barilla pastas. They have
Barilla.
American peanut butters.
they've got La Victoria,
La Victoria,
Chipotle, and
yeah, lots of imported foods.
Barilla.
The
And Pacheco is a good one too. I think I've seen Pacheco.
yeah, they carry it.
yeah, big old section.
Yeah, of all imported foods.
Yeah.
Versus a Dia has nothing imported.
Nope.
or a Costco.
Sometimes Dia doesn't even have what you need. They don't
I
even have
don't
milk
even
in
know.
Dia.
Every time, and I'm being honest about this, every time I've gone to a Dia, it has been a bad experience. Maybe not bad, but just
they are
so
the biggest
unfruitful.
discounts.
It's like
Yeah.
they don't have anything. You think it's going to be on sale, and each Dia chooses its own sale items.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing.
Well, no, that's Carrefour. Dias should be same prices of all Dias.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There is
Carrefour-
a difference. Oh,
yeah.
Carrefour.
Carrefour?
Okay, that's what
It's
I'm
a
talking.
toss-up.
Carrefour has always been a problem for me.
Yeah, you
and
never know.
you're standing there in line with like 15 people, and they got
Yeah.
2 checkout people,
Oh.
and everybody pays here because they're so afraid of carrying cash.
Oh.
They pay with some kind of thing on their phone.
Oh, a Mercado
What?
Pago, yeah.
Mercado
Yeah.
Pago.
Yeah.
And so they get the thing, and they're punching into their phone all these numbers, and you got to stand there. The guy's working on it for 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden he puts it in the face of the checkout girl and says, "Okay, you can
And
go
then
now."
you're done, yeah.
That's
And
ridiculous.
For those of you listening, Mercado Pago is like
Apple
it's,
Pay.
it's like South America's very, very
Apple
inefficient version of Apple Pay,
Yeah,
or
so
or
bad.
or what's it, Samsung, Google Pay. Like instead of just taking your phone and putting it on the scanner and it goes ding and you're done. This one you type in, you listen to the lady, she tells you how much it costs. You type in how much it costs, scan a QR code, hit send. It takes a while because sometimes there's no internet
Wi-Fi.
connection.
There's no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
They go
You're like,
walking
what
around
the-
the store looking for
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
it's like they're holding their phones in the air, like
Oh,
as if
God.
an airplane, like a satellite's gonna come by and give them internet. And then finally it goes through. Then they show that it's approved, and then they hit, and that's it. I don't know why they can't accept just Apple Pay and Samsung.
Yeah.
Pay
You know,
or
it takes
whatever.
a minute and a half for somebody to check out at the grocery store,
Yeah.
and you're standing like, "My God, let me throw out some of this phony money."
Right. So in
Phony
the end,
money.
in the
Phony
end,
money.
in the end,
Phony money, no.
in the end, like paying with cash is still faster than the fastest electronic methods because the fastest electronic methods here are so slow. I can count out quick cash, boom, give it to them. They give me change and I'm out. But to take a credit card, boom, they still have to read your chips. They can't even scan your chips.
And they need your ID
Right.
every
And
time.
they need to scan your ID and put your
right,
ID number
right,
in.
Right.
But
And
it's
then
the
you're paying
opposite in the
government
States.
rate
Yeah,
for the
in the
peso.
States,
Use the
so
credit card
fast.
from the States or from Europe.
Beep.
You know, you're paying. You know, where you can buy pesos. You can buy pesos for like a
Oh.
1,100 for $1. The government rate's like 800 or 900. So when
So
you pay with the
switch
credit
up.
card, you're paying a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're next on Hill, yeah.
If you're next in here, right.
I know
Yeah,
in the
true.
States, if you see someone paying in cash, you're like, oh god
Oh,
damn
it's
it,
so
it's gonna take
slow.
forever.
Yeah.
But everyone in the States, we pay with the card, boop, in,
Yeah.
out. Oh, thank you.
Right.
boop, in, out.
I before I left the
Here,
US,
opposite.
I paid everywhere in Apple Pay. I just bing.
I always
My
pay
phone
debit
was
card.
linked to my debit card and just bing, out the door, just like that. No problems, no questions asked. I was in and out in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh, counting cash. Now I count cash so fast. Like, oh, ding, out. Well,
Sometimes it takes like you need so many bills just to
that's
pay.
yeah.
Oh, it's
right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
want
Like
some
we
milk.
said, you need a wheelbarrow.
That's, folks, you understand that the biggest bill they have here
Yeah.
is about $1.
Yeah.
$1 US.
Yeah, those
Okay.
2,000
So
peso
if you go to
bills.
the grocery, you go to Koto and you rack up $65, $70 worth of groceries,
You're counting.
which is pretty easy to do. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And they're sitting there, and you count it once. She counts it again,
Yeah.
and then she starts wrapping it up in rubber bands. They
Yeah.
put
Well-
10,000 pesos together, and they put a rubber band around it,
Yep.
and then they pile them up in front of the cash register, and then
Count it
she
again.
counts it back to you again
Yeah.
before the rubber bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you count it, she counts it, and then she comes back to you and she counts it back to you.
Yeah, like,
That's
well, it's
3
counting,
times
yeah.
of counting like $72 bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after a good Western Union trip, when we like get this big wheelbarrow of money, I just break it all apart. I have a whole package of like I have a mountain of rubber bands that I've collected over the years because everyone has rubber bands.
yeah.
And I split them all up into tens, and I go tens, and I'll rubber band them. So I'll just throw out a couple tens of rubber bands, like okay, count. But I've already counted them, bitch. I know it's right. Boom, boom, boom. Count it, bitch. All right, whatever. I know it's right. It's up to you.
Well,
I
that's
can
a-
get through
that's a
here a
good
lot
idea.
faster.
You got this big wad in your pants, so
Yeah.
it's all these rubber band folded over bills.
Every little rubber band's like $10. Like, oh, it costs $20.
Here you go. Here's one rubber band.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
I pre-count all my money.
Then you got a fanny pack. You can load them up with that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, last time we went to the Humbo, or what was it, the Easy or whatever. We went to what we thought was the shortest line because there was one guy. He was just buying, soap and a couple of things. Ended up costing him 120,000
And he counted out.
pesos.
Uh-huh.
So he had to count 120
And he paid in
bills.
cash, 120.
And then and we're just
she
like,
had to
God
count.
damn it, we should have went to the other line.
Right.
And they're just counting and counting and counting for just like a couple of groceries. And all
yeah,
the
we're like,
Yeah.
fucking
It just
A.
takes
Yeah,
forever
it's
to
so
count the
crazy.
money.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Soon they'll just start getting scales.
Right. Well, I mean, Milei says that once he gets everything, once he devalues his currency enough that the parallel markets are eliminated because the official rate is the rate, he wants to then take it to the next level and dollarize. Don't know how that's going to go across.
I don't know. People can be walking down the street with wheelbarrows, trash trucks full of pesos,
getting to
get
dollars,
change them into.
But
it was a bitch in Europe, turn of the century. They went from all the lira and the francs. And
get
the
to the euro.
What's Germany's money? It was the.
It was a franc, no?
No, that's France.
Germany's the Deutschmark.
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 Yes. Okay, so people had to go and exchange all these different currencies for euros.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think what he means by dollarization is that he's gonna buy more dollar reserves for the federal bank.
So it'll be backed up instead of by gold, by dollars.
He'll be backed up by dollars. Now we have plenty of dollars to back our money up, so our money is strong because we have dollars to pay it off. Dollars into the bank. I think that's what. I think, well, at least that would be a good first step, because there's no way you can jump from nothing to dollarization. There's no way. You're right.
It's not. Okay, it's Brahma time for Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Brahma time.
Yeah, well, I lived in Italy in 2007. 7 years after the euro came in, you go to the big grocery stores, and they would have the price of something in euros and in lira. You got 12 euros over here, and it's like 400,000 lira on the other side. Because people don't catch on to this shit very fast. You change their money. And look at the problems we've had converting from dollars to pesos.
Right, and we're pretty smart people.
Yeah.
Let's also jump back to. Let's remember, what's the percent of the people can't do basic math?
70%. Yeah.
I think you can look this up today. I think the illiteracy rate in Argentina is like 42%, which means 42% of Argentinos cannot read or write. But I followed the list on down, and United States was like number 20 or something, and 23 or 24% of United States citizens cannot read or write.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, another one too.
It's amazing.
It's incredible to me.
Yeah, it's constantly shocking.
How could you be an American in Estados Unidos and not be able to read or write?
I mean, especially when school is required.
It's required in almost
everywhere. Truancy is a crime.
Yeah.
You have to go to school until
they will
you're
put the parents in jail if your kids don't show up to school.
At least until 12 or 14.
But they got a loophole for that. You can homeschool.
Oh, there it is.
For some religious reason or some political reason or whatever you say, you can keep your kids home and teach them yourself.
But
they still have to go take the test at the school if they want to get a high school diploma.
And if they want to go into a university, they still have to take the SAT.
Oh yeah,
the ACT.
You can't universitize. You can't get diplomas. You can't get degrees.
Yeah, you can't get a homeschool degree. No.
Well, there's the saying, D's get degrees. Have you heard that? Because you only need a D to get a degree. There's a saying when you're in college. D's get degrees. So people do the bare minimum just to get their degree. And I think that's what's...
And that's why it's worthless now.
Yep.
Yeah.
These kids are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars
that was a
to get a degree, and it doesn't even matter anymore.
It's the biggest scam.
You're still flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a scam.
I got
living at your parents' house.
Yep. I got out of school, found a whole different thing to do. Ugh.
That's incredible.
Speaking of bare minimums, like drug trafficking, there is a humongous drug trafficking problem happening right now
with what?
Santa Fe, and our
that's the drug.
Our Mrs. Security Minister
in Argentina. You're talking Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Santa Fe is a province, a state.
Yeah, Santa Fe is a province, and they have one of the largest grain exporting ports of Argentina. It's Rosario. Yeah, Rosario that's where they export most of the grains out of here.
Messi's from there, I think.
Okay. But Santa Fe is the name of the province. And so the security minister of Argentina,
Bullwitch.
Sandra Bullwitch.
Yeah.
Bullwitch.
She goes, I'm going to crack down on drug trafficking in this country. I mean, she's already been cracking down on protesters.
Yes.
Now she wants to crack down.
Effectively, too. She got the job done.
She cracking down.
She took them out of the street. Man, the protests down, manifestaciones, they call them. And they would block down major avenidas.
Can't
I
do that
mean,
no more.
like,
They're stay in the park. Do not get on the street.
Yep.
Stay off the street, or we will shoot you with those little bullets.
yeah.
Rubber bullets.
Rubber bullets. That's it.
They would shut down the street I live on, 9 de Julio, has 22 lanes of traffic.
Yeah,
It's the
you
biggest,
said this.
widest street in the world.
Yeah,
and
we
they
know
would
this.
shut that down with the
Yeah.
manifestation.
Yeah, like
you just
weekly.
can't travel.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many cars are on 22 lanes
Oh,
Sure.
enormous.
in a city of 17 million people?
Right.
And they used to put up tents. They would put up tents in the street.
In the street, yeah, so they could
Light fires,
Oh,
have
yeah, I
barbecues,
never
and they would
saw
stay
that.
there for
Yeah.
days.
I've seen a few
Days.
tires on fire on the television.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would put
But
tents in
tents
and then
in the
stay there
street.
for days.
Yeah.
Imagine days
People
of your
like
largest
wouldn't
street
even-
block.
The police couldn't do anything, but now Bubich is cracking down.
They said, hell no.
Oh, that's great.
And so she, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't know if she's friends with the governor of Santa Fe. So she posted, Mrs. Bullrich, she posted on her Twitter, now known as X, a photo of a prison in Santa Fe. And this prison has a lot of high-level drug traffickers. And these traffickers all got caught, but they're in prison, but they're still able to communicate outside the prison.
Oh,
So they're still
absolutely.
running it from
And so
inside.
this Rosario has one of the highest homicide rates as these folks are fighting, these drug traffickers are fighting against each other. So she was like, no, we're going to crack down. So she posted a picture on Twitter, on X, of this like room in the prison of all these like half-naked men bowed with their heads down. All they have is their underwear, heads down, surrounded by highly armed guards. And there was it went viral. Everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, so she's doing El Salvador style.
Yeah, and she was like, what did she say? She's like, we're gonna crack. It's gonna get worse for all of them because we're coming for you. And people were like, whoa, what?
Gang warfare.
On one side, people were like, oh my god, yay, good job. Finally, someone's cracking down on drug trafficking. The other side don't know how they do this logically, but they're like, these are human rights violations. Humiliation is not part of being put in prison. You shouldn't humiliate people. And so now there's this new fight coming up. Miss Bullrich, don't humiliate people. Just crack down on them.
I mean, it's gang warfare.
God,
she
it's
has
so
her gang.
crazy. Yeah.
They have her. I mean, she's a gangster herself.
I think so.
She used to be a gangster. She was with like a rebellion militia back in the day.
That's pretty easy.
She's a little gangster, so she's just gangstering up against other gangsters, bumping shoulders.
Damn.
Well, you know, if you are really a drug kingpin and you go to prison, it's like Mar-a-Lago.
Cushy, yeah,
I mean,
cushy.
you have everything you want because
Right.
you can pay the guards, you can pay the system, you can pay everything.
And this-
you get
there's
you can get women, you can get more drugs, you can get alcohol.
There is an Argentine.
everything. You just can't walk outside the fence.
Right.
That's the
Right.
only thing.
There's an Argentine series that became really popular. Did Netflix have it?
Yeah, yeah.
It was on
Had
Netflix.
4 seasons
it
called
called?
El Marginal,
Yeah, just
the marginal.
the marginal. Yeah.
And it basically goes after this drug kingpin in, I think it's called Sanofri prison. And he does everything you say. He's the drug kingpin, so he can get extra drugs, women, alcohol. He has his own little pavilion, palace. You know, it's a prison, but he has his own little area to live in. He can even leave the prison.
Yeah.
He like
No shit.
he got in a car, left, came back. And the prison manager was friends with him. They would have medialunas and coffee.
Yeah.
And it was
And
like
this,
the
yeah, this is a
you know,
series. They got like 5 seasons.
It was one of the most popular. It was so
Yeah.
popular. It was wonderful.
and it was all made
R.I.P.
and shot
to
right here in
yeah.
Argentina.
He recently died of cancer.
Really good.
But yeah,
Oh,
when he
yeah,
played Mario Borges.
The guy, yeah, the big.
But
guy.
it was a wonderful.
You gotta
Oh, it was
WhatsApp
one of my
that
favorite.
to me. I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, that it's amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
It was
love
really
it.
good. We watched them all. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the first Argentine series that I started watching, or Spanish speaking in general series that I
And
started
it was
watching.
interesting the whole time, the whole way
Yeah,
through.
I was like, wow,
Fights
this is great. I
Yeah.
would listen with the
That's
subtitles
like,
on.
Remember The Wire?
There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was like
my
The
God.
Wire.
That
Yeah.
changed my life.
It was
It's
like The Wire.
I had no idea that
Yeah.
was what it was like. That
In
was
Baltimore,
a great,
yeah.
great series. What, 5 or 6, 7 seasons?
Yeah, it was kind of an anthology because they changed their cities each time. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but yeah, that was El Marginal. Really good.
Well, I guess she's cracking down then. Hope she does it.
Yeah, so supposedly, she's cracking down. She's supposedly
cracking down.
Yeah, she's cracking down. Yeah, I have no more notes on that.
Well, another series that's Argentina. One of my Spanish teachers told me was Entre Vidas, Between Lives.
Entre vidas.
Entre
vidas.
Entre is como entre vous, like French.
Yeah.
Okay. Entre Vidas. But she says it's really
Budweiser.
good. I haven't had a chance.
Oh, it's late in the show.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to be nice and slow today, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I get
10
goofy.
minutes on it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. You know.
I get goofy. I don't want to get
God.
too goofy. Ooh. Do you have something?
Well, I don't know. It's more on like Elon Musky stuff, technology.
Well, this is more Argentine.
Go, yeah.
So you know how in the Brazilian rainforests, they're
Mm-hmm.
like destroying shit and causing all this deforestation.
Yeah.
That's happening here, but nobody talks about it, and now they're starting to talk about it.
Oh, cutting down the trees.
Where at?
In the Paraná Delta, just outside the city,
Yeah.
up the river, because we're on the Paraná River.
It's got to
Up
be
the
in
river.
Entre Rios. Or
The-
Corrientes, Entre Rios.
They're calling it the Miami of the South.
Oh.
So developers from Buenos Aires have been filling it with weekend retreats, luxury homes, gated communities, private beaches, and spas. But in order to, and people are going there and buying up the land, and they're also changing and they're deforesting and everything. But in order to make this happen, this is filming. In order to make this happen, they're doing really rude tactics against the indigenous people.
As they always.
They're paying the ones that will buy out, and then they're like burning other people's homes down, and giving them hard threats, and it's environmentally destructive. The river is now changing its course. The land, because of all the deforestation, the land can't hold itself, so it's all falling into the river, and now the river is changing course even more, and they're just it's an environmental nightmare. And also, all the indigenous people are being displaced. So some rich people can go and have a river delta vacation.
That's how it always happens.
Yeah. That's a bitch.
I mean, I'm not sure what I think about that, but I mean, I know, even if I had all the money, I don't think I would destroy the environment for my home. I don't know if I would go to.
We vote with our dollars.
You might.
No, I don't think so.
You
Give
put
your
your
prediction
money
on
in
that.
things you believe in and things you're comfortable with. That you vote with dollars.
And I would vote for an environmentally friendly way of living my life. I wouldn't
Well,
go.
how about this then? Let's get your prediction. I
All
want to get your
right.
prediction on this, because sometimes our
Ooh.
predictions go over, because we can go long on
Okay,
this.
yeah, because we're about time for that.
Yeah, what do you feel is gonna? Oh, I'm leaning in. What do you feel is gonna happen out there then? Give me some predictions. On,
I think the Paraná is going to significantly. Let me think about that.
Because,
I
I mean-
think they're gonna win. Not the indigenous. I think the
capitalists.
developers are gonna win.
That's how it usually happens. Yeah.
I think they're gonna build their big old Miami, and they're gonna have it the way they want. And they're gonna deforest and sell the rest of the land.
I feel like it'll. Oh, my prediction. Oh wait, no, go ahead. Sorry.
And then all the
You didn't know that one.
indigenous will be displaced, and they'll end up in Buenos Aires, begging on the streets.
Sad. I feel like I agree with that, but then I'll go a little bit further and I'll say, sooner or later, all those houses and all that property that's been developed is going to fall into the river.
Oh,
As the capital-
I like
as
that.
the-
Oh yeah,
I like that.
It will.
As
it
everything
will.
changes
Yeah.
with it, it'll
Buying
just fall
some
into the river.
swampland in
Yeah.
Florida.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
the
small.
deforestation has literally changed the course of the river because the land doesn't hold together anymore. There's nothing holding it together. There's no netting,
Yeah,
natural netting.
the roots.
Okay, I like that.
What do you got, Tom?
Okay, I have
I'll
a
double on that.
Yeah.
a little more pedestrian prediction. I predict that the mosquito pandemic is over.
I like
In
that.
Buenos
Yes,
Aires.
thank God.
Yeah.
God, we suffered so much, and you'd go try to buy off repellent, and there just is
Sold out.
none
Oh,
in the
yeah.
whole city.
Yeah.
And you get eaten up. But I think it's over now.
Yeah, I believe
The
so.
worst
We've
is
had any
over.
problems for a long time. We're moving into autumn pretty quick. When does
Yeah,
autumn
the
happen?
weather is changing. It's like we got over 2 weeks or so.
23rd or
my birthday, yeah.
Oh, I can see the leaves changing color in front of my house.
Yeah.
And there's a big park there. And you told me that some of those trees, they're
Evergreen.
Yeah, evergreens.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, the,
jacarandas.
They're not like aspens and things like that. I mean, they're like a fern type of tree.
Yeah.
And I can see
Jacarandas.
those are staying green.
Those will stay
but
green
the
all
other
year.
trees are starting to fade.
Yeah.
All that chlorophyll is going back into the roots for the winter.
Yeah.
And so I think it's coming on.
Right. So we will still have some green trees, but yeah, winter's
No
coming.
more mosquitoes.
Oh,
My prediction.
thank Jesus. Oh,
My
like these. These are all
prayer, my
positive
hope.
predictions-ish.
Oh God, no more mosquitoes.
God, the mosquito. There were 42. Just to say, there were 42,000 cases of dengue since January.
42,000. That's a lot.
Since January. So it really,
That's a bunch.
really hit hard this year. Just to add to
They
that.
say it's every 2 or 3 years.
Oh, it
This
happens a lot, little
with the
boobies.
flood mosquitoes. I
Yeah,
think they call
the
them
flood
that.
ones,
And I don't understand that because it didn't rain at all.
Not that much.
It did. It
Did it rain?
Korea just
What?
has
swamp.
huge floods out in what's it called?
Enormous.
Oh, I remember like a hurricane
Yeah,
down
that
south
shit.
and even inland. It went
Even
all the way up
here,
to Cordoba.
It just boom. Anyway. Yeah.
And knocked
On
down
that note.
trees in Palermo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
bad
that
this
was
year.
a
Bad
big
this year.
storm.
Huge.
Yeah.
And on that note,
Well,
And with
on
that,
that
ladies and gentlemen,
disappointment.
thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like what you hear, and especially if you didn't, please subscribe and or like and or follow, depending on what app you're using. And just in case you don't know, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, YouTube, iHeart, Google, and Pocket Casts. So if you're on one of those, please like and subscribe. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say. This is another slightly newly fall episode of
The
Velvet
Velvet
Hammer. Hey, have a great week.